I'm going to do. So I'm What's happening, people? We are at Kerr Lake this morning. We are going to try to see if we can find some slab crappies on these bridge pilots. We're going to target these crappie down here. Kerr Lake is known for having some really nice crappie on it. I haven't been to this lake in about 20 years, so we decided to ride down today and see if we could get on some of these crappie and target them around the bridge. Let's go see what we can find.
Nice little crappie.
So I'm going to run this section of bridge pilings, and so what I'm looking for is a depth change, structure around the piling to try to isolate some of these pilings of which one may be holding more fish than the others.
Good crappie. Oh yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? So we fishing these bridge pilings for crappie behind us, and just looking at the water clarity, we chose this shad color and this blue, both are Kalin jigs, and we try to always match. You try to always match your color of your lure selection to whatever color of the water. The water's really clear, so this shad color, Tennessee shad, seems to be working the best. So we also using an 1/8 ounce shad jig head as well. Those seem to be producing the best. So these crappie are feeding on shad, so mainly that's what we're going to try to match. You see how this pillar lies? Well, the crappie will establish themselves on the current side. There's no wind blowing today, so crappie are kind of scattered. But we do have a shadow line. The sun is up now, so we have a shadow line on the opposite side. So it seems the crappie have established themselves. So it seems the crappie have established themselves in the shadow line. That's always a plus. So basically, what we're doing is we're making a cast out past the pillow. And we're going to allow that lure to free fall down past the pillow through the strike zone. Now, all these crappie have been really deep today. So we've had to take our time, since we're only using an 1/8 ounce jig, to allow it to get into the strike zone. So I'm going to cast up and I'm going to count. And so 1/8 ounce jig falls approximately 1 foot per second. So I'm going to count that jig down to about 10 or 12. The crappie seem to be holding 15 to 20 feet of water. So I'm going to count that jig down about 10 or 12, and I'm going to start a very slow retrieve coming back. And I'm feeling for the lure to stop, or I'm feeling for a bump.
Nice crappie that just got away. Should have had my net out.
So anytime you fish in these bridge pilings, so I've got a little wind blowing this way, the river's coming this way, so we should have some current. So I'm going to cast on the shadow line first of all. I'll cast up one side, I'll work the lure a couple of times, I'll move to the opposite side, I'll cast the lure up. And then I'm going to cast across the end of the pillow, because crappie will establish themselves at the end of the pillow on either end.
Nice crappie. He probably ain't quite 9.
So just because I don't catch a crappie casting up the side of the pillow doesn't mean there's not any crappie on that pillow. So I'll back the boat off and make a cast up past. I lift the rod up. That allows extra slack into the line for the lure to fall an extra 5 or 6 feet. Then I'm counting down again, and I'm going to start a slow retrieve back again. Just very slow. Just barely moving that lure. You want the lure to come through the water column like this. A controlled fall. And that's what the crappie key in on, is a controlled fall, is to get the strike. The other method to fish these pillows is the vertical jig. Get up really close to the pillow, let the lure down into the strike zone, and just bump it along with the end of your rod. But it seems to be today that they want it kind of falling more so than vertical jigging. And it's very strange fishing these bridge pilings or any type of structure, that out of all those bridge pilings here, you'll have a few bridge pilings that are always a little better than other bridge pilings. Whether that's because there is a drop off close to it, whether there's structure close to it, it all depends. Now I've taken the depth finder and I went up and down the back side of these pillows. All are marking fish. A lot of shad. There's a lot of shad in here, and that's what these crappie not only use these bridge pilings for ambush points for shad, they also use them for structure to get away from predator fish. There's a lot. So now I have now positioned myself to the side of the pillow, and so I'm going to work a cast across the end of the piling as well. So I'm going to throw to the wind side, allow the lure to fall again. Again, I'm looking at the depth finder. Most of these fish are around 20 to 25 feet.
It's a nice one right here.
Actually, when you're fishing these bridge pilings, you would prefer a little wind. Wind always creates current. Current moves bait fish, and fish feed when bait fish are being moved around. Or any hard structure. As the crappie orientate themselves to the structure, they're going to orientate themselves to where they're hidden, like in this shadow line you see. I don't know if y'all can see it on the camera. They'll orientate themselves in the shadow line, and they'll also orientate themselves looking into the current. Now, sometimes a presentation has to be exactly what the crappie wants, so it has to come in the right direction that they're anticipating the bait to come. So that's why it's important to go all the way around these pillows, fish one, before you actually leave it. Don't just make 3 or 4 casts at a pillow and then move on. But sometimes it may take a little time. Now on this pillow, I'm already around on the front side, so we're going to make a cast back.
Nice old crappie.
Now we work this pillow with the lure coming from us that way. Now we're going to bring the lure back this way. Hey guys, we're getting ready to end this video. Getting late in the day, and we're going to head on back to the house. Hey, I hope you learned something about how to target these bridge pilings and some of the angles to use on the bridge pilings. The main thing to remember when you're fishing a piling or concrete structure is to take your time. You're fishing with a really light lure. Allow that lure time to sink down into the strike zone. Now at times when the water's cooler, the crappie will be up 8 to 12 foot deep. Of course, you don't have to let the lure sink quite as deep at that point, but this is summertime. It's 1st of August. Crappie really deep, 20 feet, and we elected not to bring any minnows on this trip, but I look forward to coming back and doing some tight lining for these crappie. Hey, stay tuned. Hey, I'll see you on the water, and remember, it's a wild life.